Everybody drop what you're doing. The season 4 trailer for Infinity Train just dropped.
Oh my god! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Wait.
Everybody calm down!
Now, when season 3 first aired its finale on HBO Max, a lot of unease was felt after the conclusion. What would happen with Amelia and Hazel? What's Grace gonna do with this new Apex order? And most importantly, are we even gonna get a season 4? It's crazy to even think that this is happening now, because just a few months ago, the possibility of a season 4 of Infinity Train felt nearly impossible. Sure, it was the highest rated show in HBO Max's library. Unfortunately, with the great news of season 4 coming to us, also comes the bad news that this is the final season and that we have to say goodbye to Infinity Train. Some of my favorite videos on this channel are the ones that I did on Infinity Train, so it kind of bums me out that this is kind of the end of the line. Of course, there's still room to investigate and make more content, and anything can happen. Samurai Jack came back after years of absence. Maybe Infinity Train isn't truly over, but for now, we're just gonna say, see you later next time, whenever that is. So with all that said, let's just celebrate the fact that season 4 is coming and that we have a trailer to talk about. Right off the bat, the first two characters we see in this trailer aren't Amelia and Hazel, but rather two brand new passengers, Ryan and Ming. And this brings up two important questions. Where is Amelia and Hazel? What are they doing? And two, why are these guys wearing the same uniforms as Amelia? Due to these two unknown factors, I can only postulate that the reason these two are wearing these uniforms is either because they too now fix trains like Amelia, or what's more likely is that these are the new outfits that new passengers on the train now wear. But why have that simple detail displayed in the trailer? I believe the reason why Owen Dennis and his crew did this is because he's trying to tell us that these characters will relate to Amelia and Hazel, and that Amelia and Hazel's story isn't quite over in this season finale. Which leads into another question. Why is this train picking up random passengers? Are they going to find the truth behind the train in this final season? It would make sense because this is the last we're going to get of Infinity Train, at least for a long while. And there are just so many questions relating to this train. Is it truly a source of good and reform? Or is it evil and it just takes passengers and doesn't care what it does with them, only pretending to hide behind a curtain of trust but in reality has deceitful intent? Or perhaps it's just a chaotic neutral of sorts. It just does what it does because it is an uncontrollable part of the universe that is just as buried in entropy as the universe itself. But let's rein it in now and refocus ourselves to the two main characters, Ryan and Ming. Who are these two characters and why did they board the train at the same time? Something that's explicitly said to be extraordinarily a rare occurrence. Well, as we've been shown, Ryan and Ming are lifelong friends ever since they were kids, best friends in fact. However, somewhere down the line, their friendship turned into more of a toxic relationship, which brings back flashbacks of these two. And sure, I'm not saying that Ryan and Ming are gonna kill each other like Grace and Simon ended up doing, but rather, I'm trying to say that Ryan and Ming are gonna have a falling out in this train. They will go their separate paths. Because they go their separate paths, we'll have two different adventures going on at the same time, in which one character might become a sort of an antagonist for another before they reconvene as friends again. Or maybe these two will go through an entire journey on the train, uncovering truths about themselves and figuring out that they don't need to be best friends anymore, that it's okay that they are drifting apart and it's okay to move on. And while that is a bittersweet note to end on, I do believe that is the route the show's gonna take, especially due to the show's history of delving into these more serious topics. Another thing to note is that Ryan and Ming want to become successful musicians. However, when you look at their choice of instruments, you can realize that their style of play is very different from one another. While Ryan plays with the traditional guitar, Ming on the other hand seems to use the synthesizer instead, and it's this little detail that can already tell us so much about the personalities of these two characters. Electric guitars are typically thought of being loud instruments that are very rambunctious, while a synthesizer on the other hand is a very lo-fi instrument that really has a more chilled out vibe. Not saying an electric guitar can't be chill or a synthesizer can't be loud, these are just traits that have been given by the general consensus. These little details and quirks just tell us so much about the characters before we even get to truly meet them. And this is something I really appreciate about Infinity Train. They truly make their main characters multi-layered individuals for us to dissect. Now, at this point in the video, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering why I haven't talked about this Service Bell character. And that's mostly because I'm not sure how I feel about it. Yeah, it's a quirky little Service Bell, it has banter, she floats around and makes some jokes, but I don't know, I guess it's kind of weird after the total tonal shift the show has taken when we've seen side characters like Tuba get wheeled. So it's a bit jarring to go back to another goofy character that's kind of similar to 1-1, but perhaps that's the point. They want to separate this season from the last and from others, because this character does seem to be very unique and she seems to have her own special quirks. I just wonder, why is she guiding them throughout their adventure? What's special about this Belle character, and what, if any, internal struggles does she deal with? It seems to me that there are several possibilities for this character, and in general there are just endless possibilities for the show itself. Personally, I'm very excited for this new season to come out, but I'm just kind of bummed out that this is the last one. It's not a bad way to go out by any means, it's just, man, this is such an amazing show, and it's really inspired me. I don't know how else to put it, but this show is something that you should definitely be watching, and you should share around with all your friends. It's just a shame that this is the last season. Although, something's not quite right. Now, you can call me a conspiracy theorist all you want, but something just doesn't add up with this. Now, think about it. Owen Dennis gave great support to his fans who did the hashtag Renew Infinity Train. He gave special attention to that, so what if behind the scenes, Owen Dennis really did want a season 5 or more? Now, my theory on this goes way up to the top, all the way to Warner Media. I believe for whatever reason, they don't want any more seasons of the show, and they were truly gauging how many people were watching Infinity Train. It just seems that the support for the show behind the scenes by those executives wasn't as high when compared to the support given by us fans. They don't seem to be as excited as we were. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, maybe none of this is true, but it just seems that a season 5 or some sort of special was in the works, but was scrapped for whatever reason. It just seems to me that the show has been kind of sabotaged. I mean, all 10 episodes are airing on April 15th? Why not do a week-to-week schedule? When you do a week-to-week schedule, people are talking about the show for months on end. Every week is a new discussion. But when you release it all at once, you get people talking for the show for like a month or so. You don't get nearly as much attention as shows like WandaVision, which is a great example for a show that entered the pop culture of our demographic. That show was talked about constantly throughout its run, and it just sucks that Infinity Train won't get that same sort of treatment from HBO Max. But that's neither here or there really, because honestly, this all comes down to me complaining that the thing I like isn't getting more episodes. I'm truly grateful that we are getting this final season, and it's not a bad way to go out whatsoever. I just wish we had more. Truthfully, pretty much everything I was saying was just a theory. An animated TV show theory. Thanks for watching. No, for reals, that's the end of the video. Bye! And don't forget to keep on keeping on. See you later.